into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the latest virtual Elite FPL show with myself, Stevo, where today, of course, as ever, we'll be going through the predictions for game weeks 14 and 15, where I'm almost treating this as almost a double game week, because as we know, these games come thick and fast. Tonight's game week 14 will be kicking off at 7 o'clock this evening, and of course, the following day, tomorrow, game week 15, straight after at 7 o'clock. So there's going to be a lot, well, there's certainly going to be a lot of content from Penguin anyway, because he's going to be covering the games tonight, games on Sunday. I'll be then going through a review of what happened over the weekend on Monday. So this really will be a very long weekend for all fans of virtual FPL. Welcome all to watching us at the moment. I'll just quickly give you a name check as per normal. Bilal, Sean FPL, Gabriel Derop, Nathan Price, thank you for coming in. Matthew Azashi has just quickly jumped in here. Now, we all know how the breakdown of this show simply goes. It's as simple as it gets. I'm just going to go through my predictions of each individual fixture that we going ahead during these particular game weeks, and I'll also be giving you the best captaincy option based on the real life history. And so far, I've pretty much got 100% direct hit for each captaincy. So yeah, hopefully this particular couple of game weeks goes the same way as well. And of course, the big dilemma for a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people, is that we are going to be having the Man City versus Liverpool game, which is kind of scuffering people's plans. A lot of people are going to be playing their free hit, which is very, very interesting to hear indeed. For myself, I'm thinking of just getting rid of a particular player and just bringing in another. I don't know who, but this is, again, what I love about this particular game, is the simple fact that I don't have to worry about price changes. I can just bring in, for example, Aubameyang for Aguero, and then if I want to bring back Aguero in for Burnley, that's what I'm going to do. It's as simple as that. Or if I want to bring in another player for another player, this is what I love. So let's just get on with this. Like I said, I don't like making these streams too long whatsoever. So I'm just going to get on with it. We're going to start predicting. If you want to give your own predictions of the games, by all means, just pop them in the chat. If I see him, I'll give you a quick shout out. But to be honest with you, like I said, there's 20 games to get through. I want to get on with this. We all want to enjoy the sun. I just want to burn. I've only just got in from work. I just want to crack on with this. So let's just quickly get up game week 14 up on screen for you that are watching this right now. And I can see Jason's here. Afternoon, my friend. A respectable score on Thursday evening. Hopefully you'll have a decent week this particular game week, or the 2 game week. So we're going to start off with Sheffield United versus West Ham, a resurgent West Ham, and certainly Snodgrass is a player that I'm seriously thinking of bringing in. Is this the particular fixture to be bringing him in for? I don't know. I think Sheffield United are very, very tight defensively, especially at the back, and I think this is going to be both teams cancelling each other out, and I'm going to go 1-1. We then move on to Chelsea versus Watford. Watford at the moment, last 2 games they've conceded 10 goals. Now luckily they're up against Chelsea, a team that in this particular game, virtual FPL, they don't seem to score that many goals. So I am going to be kind to Watford, and Watford will score because Chelsea can't seem to keep clean sheets, and Watford always seem to be able to score. And it's normally Troy Deeney, and I'm going to go with 3-1 to Chelsea. Next up, we have Arsenal versus Everton on the ticker. Of course, this is a green fixture for Arsenal, and I think Arsenal should find this quite a relatively comfortable game. And as always, rare clean sheets in this particular game, and I'm going to go Arsenal to win 2-1. I think they're just going to edge Everton out. Now then, a lot of people may be jumping on the Vardy bandwagon. Obviously, FPL Defender brought him in the other day and captained him, and well done to him there. It's Newcastle up against Leicester, and I think this is going to be a very, very comfortable victory for Leicester. Newcastle are absolutely useless at the moment. Leicester are on a real good stroll at the moment, and I think Perez and Vardy are going to continue their good form, and I'm going to go 3-0. It's very rare for a away clean sheet, but I think Leicester should keep a clean sheet against Newcastle. Now Bournemouth, another team on a resurgence at the moment, up against Crystal Palace, what I call the draw specialists. It's probably not proven, but Bournemouth last 2 games winning 1-0. Again, another player to keep your eye on is Harry Wilson. And I said it the other day, if Bournemouth are in form in real life, it means get on them. And at the moment, Harry Wilson, I think he's got a goal and an assist in the last 2 fixtures. And I think maybe get onto him. But Bournemouth versus Crystal Palace, I think, just like the Sheffield United versus West Ham United game, I think they're just going to both cancel each other out, and I'm going to go 1-1. Now then, Brighton versus Spurs. One team in absolute shambolic form. The other team is just scoring goals for fun. And that's the way I'm predicting this game. It's going to be another victory here for Spurs. And I can only see this going 3-1 to Spurs. Another high victory for Tottenham there. Now this is, I would say, this is almost a guaranteed home bank of her. So for Matt Doherty owners, Bowley, Ruddy, as an example, you may be wanting to definitely play a Wolves defender in this particular fixture. They're at home against Burnley. I think Wolves are going to be comfortable in this, and I think they're going to win 2-0. Now, this is the big one. This is the big game of the evening where everybody's panicking about. It's Man City versus Liverpool. We all know what's going to happen. Salah is going to probably get about 2 or 3 goals. You just know it's going to happen. You know that Aguero's probably going to go mad. Sterling's going to go mad. KDB. Everybody's going to be getting rid of these players and they're all going to go absolutely nuts. Although I don't think I can see it going that way. I was thinking, is this going to be 3-2 either way? Is it going to be 2-2? I think this is going to be 1-1. I think Liverpool's got a really, really good defence. And I think Man City, if they want to, even though they concede all the time, I think they should, because they're at home, I believe that they're just going to both cancel each other out. And I'm saying Man City 1, Liverpool 1. We then move on to the last two fixtures, two pretty rubbish fixtures, to be honest with you. We got Norwich at home to Aston Villa, and I think that Norwich are going to edge this because Aston Villa are absolutely hopeless away from home, and I think Norwich are going to edge this 2-1. It wouldn't surprise me if it ended 1-0, something like that, but I can see Aston Villa scoring. Finally, Jason's team, Man United, away at Southampton, despite Southampton's recent good form at the moment. And Man United being pretty poor away from home. But I think that with Fernandes being back, his link-up play with Rashford, I think this game is going to end 3-1. Now then, this is the one that you're all going to be waiting for. It's the history regarding real life. So for anybody that's completely brand new to this, which I doubt, but if they are brand new to this and listening, wondering what the hell I'm talking about, what the real life history is, essentially, I've picked what I believe are the more favourable captaincy options based on what I'm reading on Fantasy Football Scout or what I'm actually personally thinking people will be doing themselves. I've gone with 6 potential captaincy options tonight, and what I'm doing is that I've looked at what they've done in real life in the corresponding fixture. So, for example, here we go. Aubameyang up against Everton. He started twice versus Everton, and he has only got the 2 goals. So Aubameyang has got 2 goals versus Everton in 2 starts, and that was actually in 1 game. Tammy Abraham has started once versus Watford, and he got a goal and an assist in that game. Alonso, however, didn't actually play in that fixture, so his information is unavailable. We've got Jamie Vardy. He started versus Newcastle once. They've only played him once, and he got 2 goals in that particular fixture, and it was away as well, and by pure coincidence it was 3-0, just like I predicted. I didn't actually know the result of that. I predicted 3-0 for this fixture, and that's actually what happened in real life, 3-0, and Jamie Vardy got 2 goals. Harry Kane has played Brighton, Brighton, twice, and he's got the 1 goal. So Harry Kane, 2 starts, 1 goal, and finally, Marcus Rashford has played Southampton once and has only got 0 returns in the 1 fixture that he's played against Southampton. So then we move on to Sunday's fixtures. Sunday's a quick turnaround, and again, this is what I really, really do like about this game, just a quick turnaround, get on with it. And the first fixture is Everton versus Sheffield United. I think this should be a comfortable victory for Everton. I think Sheffield United may cause them problems, but as I always say, Sheffield United, they don't seem to like scoring. The fact that they did nothing against Bournemouth tells me a lot, and I think Ancelotti's men will come out of this on top, and I think they will win 2-0. The same scoreline here for Chelsea versus Brighton. I think Brighton are absolutely useless, and I do think of the 2 games, Chelsea have got the highest opportunity of getting a clean sheet versus Brighton here on Sunday, and I'm going 2-0 in this particular fixture. We then move on to, now this is a really, really, really hard game for you to choose a captaincy, and I think particularly this game, along with Liverpool at home to Norwich, is the game where you're going to be wanting to potentially be captaining a player. We start off with Burnley versus Man City. And as ever, Man City in real life have a really, really good record against us, and I think this is going to be a comfortable victory here, and it's going to end 4-1. Funny enough, just like real life, I think they're going to batter us. But do you remember when Jesus got a hat-trick? Who started the other day? Jesus. You know what I said about Pulisic? Real life returns versus Burnley, scored against Burnley. Jesus, real life, gets a hat-trick versus Burnley. Do you remember that on Amazon Prime? When we all covered that game, yeah? You remember that on Boxing Day? Christ. Awful game for me. But anyway, 4-1 I believe it will end. Moving on to Watford versus Wolves. I think again this is going to be 2 victories for Wolves in a row here. Watford, I just don't think they've got enough to get past Wolves. I still think again as ever Watford are probably going to score here, and I think Wolves are going to come out of this 2-1. We then move on to West Ham versus Bournemouth. And I think due to West Ham's decent record at the moment, specifically Snodgrass doing really well at the moment, I think they're going to edge out Bournemouth and it's going to end Bournemouth's mini revival. And I'm going to go 2-1 to West Ham. How many teams do I want to mention there? Now, Crystal Palace versus Leicester. I think this is going to be a tight affair, but I do think Leicester are just about going to come out on top of this, and I do think Crystal Palace are going to score, and I think this is going to be 2-1 to Leicester. Now, Spurs versus Southampton. Now, the next two fixtures, I've actually predicted the same score for each home team here. So, Spurs, I'm going to go 3-2 to Spurs, and I believe that was the same scoreline in the FA Cup, if my memory serves me correct. And then moving on to Man U versus Arsenal, I think exactly the same here. Man United's defence is absolutely awful, and I think Arsenal will be able to penetrate it pretty easily, and I'm going to go Man United to edge this 3-2 as well. Aston Villa versus Newcastle, two of the worst teams in this particular league, especially when it comes to scoring, and I think this is going to be a dire game. It could be 0-0, it could be 1-0 either way, but I'm going to go 0-0. And here we go, it's the big game where we all know that Salah is going to be probably the highest captained player this particular game week on game week 15 on Sunday. I'm actually seriously contemplating triple captaining Salah. I think that this could be an ideal opportunity to use the triple captaincy chip. Remember when me and Jason and various others covered this game on the very opening day of the season? This season, game week 1, Jason went for almost 6 bloody hours. Absolutely ludicrous. It was the first game week of the Fantasy Premier League game, and we all know what happened. Liverpool went on to win 4-1. Salah getting a goal and an assist in that particular fixture. Quite a lot of people used their triple captaincy in that particular fixture, and I'm seriously thinking of doing the same here. But I think this is going to be a comfortable victory to Liverpool, and I'm going 5-0. And talking of captaincy, I've gone with 9 different captaincy options for this particular game week 15, because there's just so many to choose from. So here we go. We'll just quickly start with Abraham versus Brighton. He started twice versus Brighton, and he's only got the 1 assist. Marcus Alonso, 1 start, and he got a clean sheet in that particular fixture. Now here we go. Salah, who will be most captained, I can guarantee that. 2 starts versus Norwich. He got both his attacking returns in the first game week, which was 1 goal, 1 assist. Trent Alexander-Arnold, two games again versus Norwich. He's got 1 assist and 1 clean sheet across 2. Robertson, if anybody is tempted to go with Robertson, he's got the 1 clean sheet. Aguero didn't start against Burnley in that 4-1, so that's unavailable. Sterling, again, he did start, but he got nothing. Kevin De Bruyne didn't start and he got nothing, so obviously that means nothing. Harry Kane versus Southampton, started twice versus Southampton and has only got the 1 goal. So it's looking like Salah could be probably the best option to be choosing from. But there's so many different captaincy options for this particular double game week, as I'm calling it, for tonight and tomorrow. Now, if we quickly move on to my team for a second, I'll just quickly show you what my team is as of now. So it's going to be, I haven't even changed it, to be completely honest with you. I haven't actually changed it, but I will probably have Egan in for Peters. We'll just quickly swap him in. Oh, it's the other way around, is it? Oh, I'll do it later, so I don't want to be here all day. So it'll be Egan in for Peters. So it'll be Schmeichel in goal, Alonso, Ward, Egan, and then Perez, Martial, Fernandes, De Bruyne, Zaha, Aguero, Kane. However, I am seriously thinking of getting rid of Aguero and bringing in Aubameyang. As I keep saying, this particular game does seem to go for green fixtures, and to be honest with you, that's what I want to see. And the game has gone and crashed, surprise, so I can't actually bring anything up, but I'll have to go on the website. I'm going to have to forget scrolling up and down. But basically, I've got some moves in mind at the moment. I'm looking at either bringing in Aubameyang for Aguero for a one-off punt, or I'm thinking of saving 2 free transfers and bringing in Salah back for Martial, getting rid of Aguero for Aubameyang. That's the general plan of what I'm seriously thinking of doing. But I can't show you because the game's decided to crash up on screen and I can't be bothered to change it, and I can't be bothered to be spending 5 hours poncing about with this. So there we are. That is the end of the stream. I'm going to call it an evening. It's been 21 minutes, which is fantastic. I can get on and start suntanning. I really do appreciate the fact that everybody is watching these particular previews. All I will say is this: please stay tuned for FPL Penguin. He will be going live at some point today. Well, he blinking well better be going live tonight, because I want to be listening to something. Let's just quickly bring him up on Twitter so you guys can find out more information from FPL Penguin. So here he is. Here it's at FPL_Penguin1. He should be going tonight live. If you want to give him a follow, you'll be able to find out exactly when he's going to be going live, but usually it is about 7 o'clock. He just goes live from there. He'll be covering all the games live, so stay tuned for that. Other than that, I'm going to call it an evening or an afternoon, whatever you want to blink and call it. Other than that, if you've enjoyed the video, just simply hit the like button. Thanks everybody for joining, and I will see you on Monday when I do a review of all the games that have happened. All I can say is good luck, and let's see some captain differentials.